What you're looking at is the next big thing for Mercedes. Now, looking at it, it isn't really big, it isn't really huge. It's slightly compact and it's called the new A-Class. Now, traditionally, a car like this wouldn't fit in the Indian market. But Mercedes is taking a big gamble. They are betting that you out there are going to pay them around 22 to 25 lakhs for this beautifully built compact car. But there's a bit of a problem. Actually, there are two specific problems. One, this is a hatchback, and two, the diesel under the hood makes only 110 horsepower. Now put these two factors together and you soon get a mental picture of a car that costs around 9 or 10 lakhs. The problem is, this car is going to be approximately twice the price. So is it good enough to justify the premium? And of course, is it a real Mercedes? There's certainly plenty to look at in the heavily sculpted design. The stance is very athletic, the long bonnet and low roof give it a very sporty look, and the big star in the center gets your attention right away. This car is stunning in the flesh. It's also much larger than you think it is. Actually, it's a shame that this car is categorized as a hatchback because it's more of a sporting four-door coupe that just happens to have a hatch at the rear. This car also feels really robustly screwed together, as any real Mercedes should. That famous Merc solid construction is evident from the first time you sit in the car, and all the details are beautifully crafted and built. It feels every inch a luxury car from inside. The refreshingly sporty and modern design is carried over to the interiors as well. The design of the cabin is just as radical as the exterior, the emphasis clearly on sportiness again. The theme of the cabin is dictated by the electroplated and chromed circular vents. The entire dash is covered in a really interesting weave, and it's pretty clear there's plenty of sex appeal here as well. The center console gets a suspended touchscreen above the vents. You can connect your iPhone and run apps off it, and the large seats with the integrated Porsche type headrest look particularly upmarket. Other bits that catch your attention are the heavily padded door pads, typically Merc, and the attractive AMG steering wheel. A-Class drives pretty well too. It may not have a powerful diesel under the hood, but the A180 CDI with its 108 bhp does feel quite refined and smooth once it gets going. The responsive nature of the motor also means you don't miss having more power on hand. There's no discernible turbo lag or delay between using the throttle and the power coming in, and the engine spins freely all the way till 4500 rpm, which is quite pleasing. Wide open roads, however, do get you wishing for more power, which is quite obvious. What helps is that this car feels wonderfully sporty to drive, more like a sporting coupe than a luxury hatch. But the downside of all this agility and sporty driving is that the suspension setup is slightly stiff. You do feel a few bumps on the road, and if this very suspension were to be brought to India, it would be quite stiff for our roads. However, we will get what Mercedes call their rough road package, which is a higher and slightly softer suspension, and that should be much better, especially for our roads. When Merc launches the new A-Class on the 30th of this month, the first pair of models to hit our shores will be the 108 bhp 180 CDI, the car we've been driving here, and the 121 bhp 180 petrol. Expected at a price of 22 lakhs, the new A-Class will not be a volume seller for sure, at least not immediately. But if you're a self-driven customer who can look past the hatchback, the new A-Class delivers all the luxurious trappings of a real Mercedes in a very attractive modern package. If you drive yourself, we are sure you'll find this car very attractive.